Summer's winding down, and the Plano real estate market is starting to look a lot different than it did a couple months ago. I've been waiting to see what happened, and well, let's take a look together. It's Matt here, and this is your September 2021 Plano real estate update. So before we jump right in, make sure to like this video and subscribe below, and also leave your comments. I read all your comments and will respond to them. And any comments you do leave, I'll make sure to address them in our next market update so we can share that answer with everybody. So let's take a look at what happened in August 2021 in Plano real estate. Well, there are 306 single-family homes sold. That's fewer than July. I would have expected that. August typically has fewer homes sold than the months prior. Interestingly though, we had more homes sold this August than in 2020 and 2019. We also saw homes sell at a median price of $450,000. That's the same as July, so we're starting to see prices stabilize a little bit. We're also seeing that homes are not selling for quite as high as they were a month ago. However, our sold to list ratio was 102.4%. So half of all homes are still selling for 2% or more above the list price, and homes are still selling quickly. The median days on market is 6 days, meaning half of all homes are gone in less than a week. So some people are starting to ask me, is the market cooling off? And that's a really great question. I mean, I think there are some early signs of that right now. I would say it's hard to maybe tell because August in Plano is usually a little bit slower than the months prior anyways. However, the early signs are there that yes, things may be cooling off. Is it becoming a buyer's market? No, definitely not. But some of the frenzy may be burning off and we might be getting back to a little more normal market conditions. So I just share with you the stats for Plano overall. The great thing about Plano, it's a very diverse community, and within it there are a lot of unique neighborhoods. In this update, I want to take a moment to break down what's going on in each part of Plano. So it's no surprise that West Plano has the highest median price point at $600,000, but homes there take a couple of days longer to sell, and they're selling a lot closer to the original list price. More than half the homes sold are in Central Plano, where the median price point is $430,000. And then when we look at East Plano, it's your most affordable way to get into Plano. The median price point there is around $350,000. However, buyers seem a little more willing to bid those homes up more than the other areas in Plano. If you want to know what's going on specifically in your neighborhood, your subdivision, reach out. I love having those conversations with you. Now let's take a moment to look at inventory. Inventory is what's driving the story for our overall market. And for much of 2021, we've had a very, very small inventory. The good news is we're starting to see signs of more homes, more inventory coming on the market. Now, I'd hoped to tell you in August that there was a lot more inventory. There's just a little more this month. We're starting the month with 192 single-family homes for sale, and that represents just 0.6 months of supply at the current rate of sales. Now, that's actually a little tighter though when we compare it to the DFW market overall, which has 0.9 months of supply. Every month I like to talk to you about what's going on by price point. When we look at the entry-level price points, those are all still pretty constrained, and there's just a little bit more wiggle room in the high-end and luxury. What I think is gonna happen as we move further into the fall, we're gonna see these numbers start to climb. It's definitely still gonna be a seller's market for quite some time, but we're probably gonna see things loosen up and have a little more inventory across all price points the further into the end of the year we go. So let's talk about what it means if you're a seller in this current market. Well, it's becoming mixed news for sellers. It's certainly still a seller's market. However, you have a lot more competition now than you had a couple months ago. You're probably gonna continue to see competition. So one piece of advice, don't wait. But adding on to that, I would say be prepared, like have your house ready. There's a huge price premium you'll get by preparing your house for sale. Take a look at this chart right here. I mentioned before, half of the homes in Plano, the median is 102.4% of the original list price. So that's great, get 2% more. But the top 25%, the top 10% of homes, they're getting 7 to 12, even more at the super high end, way above their original list price. And with a median sold price of $450,000 in Plano, that means you could have an extra $30,000 to $60,000 of profit on your home sale if you take that time to get your home ready and make sure it looks great. So a lot of people do want to sell, I believe, but they're just really hesitant. They're like, hey, it's still not a lot of homes for sale, and we're really worried about finding our next home. Well, I want to tell you, there's a lot of ways you can buy before you sell. They're affordable, it doesn't require 2 mortgages. So check out my video I did on that. I think you'll find that to be a great resource. And let's have a conversation too if that's one of your concerns about selling. With that being said, let's talk about what it means to be a buyer right now. Well, if you're watching this video as a buyer, you're probably hearing some good news. The reality is it's getting a little less competitive for you right now. We're seeing prices stay stable for the last couple months. And we're seeing that sold to list ratio start to climb down. So you may not have to bid as high or bring as much extra cash to the transaction. However, I wouldn't get complacent. Smart buyers have a strategy and they start with a plan. Here are some things I'd recommend for you as a buyer. A key part of the strategy is knowing your financing, having that financing ready to go. So when you see the house you like, you can make an offer. I think you also need to make a decision around, hey, how much cash do I want to bring to the transaction? Because those top homes, like I said a moment ago, are selling for quite a bit above, and that may require you to bring extra money into it beyond your down payment. So decide that up front. I would also say shop for homes below your list price or below your max price. You don't have that much wiggle room and you're probably gonna keep bidding up. As a buyer, you might have to make a couple offers as you calibrate to the market until you finally win and get the home you love. Don't be discouraged. 1,500 families found a home in Collin County last month. That's lots of people, and there's no reason why you can't be one of those homeowners next month. So that's your September 2021 real estate update for Plano, Texas. As you're starting to see the market is changing, it's going to be interesting to watch over the next couple of weeks and months how we see a new market evolving here in Plano. As always, I'm talking about the Plano market, but the trends are affecting everybody in Collin County and the greater DFW market. So with questions about what's going on in your neighborhood or wherever you're at in your journey, reach out. I love connecting with you in person. In the meantime, I encourage you to stay safe and have fun. Thanks for watching today's video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe below. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. And in the meantime, make sure to check out some of our other videos featured on our channel.